was hiding out in my knee, dude. What did you stash in there? That's good. Come on, huh? How you want me to hang out with me, baby? Hey, good evening, Kiki. What we got here? Hello, April. Welcome. Jing, hey. I think it's been a while, hasn't it, April?
Yes, it has.
Nice to see you again.
Thank you. Great to see you.
Welcome, Michelle. Oh, it's gonna get warm in here. Yes, it is. So we got a few minutes. We got a few people still going to be arriving. What about props? Props. There'll be one pose that'll require, would help to have a block or a sturdy bolster. But it's kind of nice to have those things handy just in the event of. Hey, Tina. Hello. Welcome, Tina. Nice to see you. I don't know if your audio's connected yet. Can you hear me, Tina? You hear me, right? Oh, what the heck is going on? Can you guys hear me? Okay, okay. Some do, some don't. Let's see. Chat. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Some people are hearing and some aren't. Oh, you can hear now? Oh, groovy. All right. Awesome. Okay, good. Been a while since I've seen you as well. Welcome. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Thank you. Give this just a few more minutes, give you a chance to grab a block, a bolster, strap, beverage, whatever you like to have handy. Gives me a couple more minutes to figure out what we're gonna do here. This is the motion. Yeah, that's so. That's what it is. Hello, Jing.
Hello, Steven. I just set up my audio. I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you before. It's everything's okay now.
All right, that's great.
Mm.
You got about one more minute, then we'll get going.
Okay, no problem.
And I've got this set to spotlight view. So if y'all could just make sure whatever device you're monitoring with is at set to speaker view, please. You can provide some privacy that way. Good. And now, as far as cameras being on or off, those of you been hanging out with me a while, you know I don't go with rules. It's not my thing. I like your cameras on. It helps me to best pick my cues, my suggestions. But I understand if you prefer to have your camera off. Ultimately, anything you do here with me this evening is You're the judge, the arbiter. You choose. After all, it's your practice. All right, I think we're going to get started. Just one more quick check. Everybody can hear, yes? A hand up. All right, I see you, Kiki. Cool. So, Bhakti Yoga is the focus as we continue to just cycle through cultivation of joy, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. Tonight we circle back around to Bhakti. And Bhakti is the yoga of devotion. And for me, devotion, a whole lot of that is gratitude. So it's something to kind of think about. But we'll prepare for that Bhakti meditation by spending some time in the physical body with the yin practice. So how about we get started in a child's pose? If you're not familiar with child's pose, just go hands and knees and push your seat back to your heels. Well, what about arms? You got options. You could take them out in front of you. You can run them out in front of you, bend your elbows and put your thumbs on the back of your skull, back of your neck. That's kind of nice. Some folks like to take their arms down the length of their body, reach away. What about knees? They can be open or they can be closed. You know, there's so many possibilities with each shape, each asana. All I can really do is give you some basic generic ideas, and then, well, you fine tune it. Make it something personal just for you. While we're here, you just start letting your breath move naturally. Really, the only voluntary aspect of your breath in this practice will be trying to just keep it smooth, fluid. But just like in meditation, mostly it's just doing what it does all by itself. This is our first pose, so let's just kind of go over what we do in yin pose. 3 aspects. First is you just find the edge. And what's the edge? That's a place between too much and not enough. It's a really weird concept, especially in the US. It's called moderation. And then once you get to the edge, just use some breath to soften around, melt around the edge. Exhales are really good for that. And finally, we have time and stillness. It really takes a minute and a half, 2 minutes to move beyond muscles and start getting into the meridian tissues, connective tissues, extracellular matrix. That's going to be ligaments and tendons. There'll be bone fascia, muscle fascia. And it'll even be cellular walls. And this physical tissue is where we find the intelligence of the body flows. Chi, prana, spirit, whatever you see it as. If you're lucky tonight, you might actually feel your soul. That's kind of groovy. some of these poses are a little edgier. And we find that some of them elicit an urge to fidget, move around. It's kind of a reaction of the mind. As you stay still and just focus on breath and sensation, the mind wants to protest a little bit. Because it really is rather mundane. I mean, it's not the dramas, the thoughts, the things that we dwell in all day long. So the mind says, hey, how about fidget? How about move? And it starts drifting to, oh, what's for dinner? What's on TV later? All these protests, understand, they're natural. They're going to happen. But you do have the option to not react, to just be still, to just smile and know, oh, look, my practice is working. From this child's pose, just come right on up the hands and knees to her, like a child crawling across the room, just a tabletop. Yeah. And the shoulders are over wrists, hips are over knees. We're just going to do a little back bending. So with an inhale, tilt your tailbone up, your head up, push your belly down. And then over the exhale, reverse that. You tuck a chin and tuck a tailbone, arch a spine like a Halloween cat. Inhale, moving through the breath to that previous pose. Ride your exhale back into an arch. You just take it at your pace. I don't know, 2-3 times your own tempo, your own pace. And just kind of matching the movement with the breathing. And it's smooth and easy. It's sensual. It's sweet. It's very personal. How about next inhale? Just come to a neutral table position. Just pause for a moment. Yeah, that ought to do it. From here, walk your knees back, and we're going to come down to our belly and just prop up on forearms. It's called a Sphinx pose. It's just the sweetest, most gentle little back bend. And so you kind of bring your elbows under your shoulders. If that's too much, just take elbows forward and it'll remove some of the bend. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, they're all pretty well in line with each other. And you can just use the flesh of your forearms and palms to maybe pull the belly button away from pubic bone. Let the shoulders come on down, shoulder blades glide down your back to the back pocket. And then here, maybe just a slight chin tuck. We're not going to stuff it in our throat, but just enough to lengthen the back of your spine and your neck. Now maybe just let your eyes close and your breath flow. stimulating the kidneys here. Sometimes this can kind of be energizing. You get a little squeeze the kidneys, and sometimes a little bit of adrenaline gets involved. You might enjoy a sensation of like the climax of roller coaster, that little rush of joy. As we watch breath entering, exiting, notice to just brush your upper lip as you breathe out. Maybe mind's eye can travel the length of your spine from tailbone to brainstem. Right there, that movie screen on the inside of your forehead. Maybe you can see the curve sweetly dissipating through the upper area, part of your back where the ribs attach. You can notice the sensations. What are they? Compression, tension, shearing. You know, you see it, you label it, and then you just don't mess around with it. Just let it be. Prone back bends, you kind of often find that we clench our butt cheeks. I encourage you to just let go and let them be soft, like strawberry jelly on warm toast, just soft. There's really nothing to hold on to anymore. Now you can remain right here in Sphinx for the final minute. If you feel like a little more, just open your palms away from each other. Press into them, straighten your elbows to straight arms, and you just come up into what we call seal pose. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but this is right about where I start seeing the rowdiness. So I use exhale to soften. I turn focus, attention to the breath, and let the thoughts exit just as easy as they entered. And I have to repeat that process, usually about every 2.5 seconds. You know, if that's you, congratulations, you're normal. You're not broken. It's okay. This is practice. Oh, gently come on down. We'll just do a little rebound here. You might want to make a pillow out of the back of your hands and let's put our right cheek on the back of the hands, the face cheek on the right side of your face. And just draw your left knee up to the side of your body, kind of like tree pose. We're not here long. Notice any sensations up and down spine, along your back. There's a rebound, prana moving. That's that energy, spirit. We just make the switch. Left side of your face on the back of your hands. Straight your left leg out and bring your right knee up the side of your body. And it's just kind of nice after dipping deep into the kidneys like that. Just a sweet reset. Good. Now, without too many extra unnecessary movements, come right back to table pose. Then cross your shins, your calves, cross them deep, walk your hands back, and you just bring your butt to the mat. We'll go to, man, it's got so many names, butterfly, Baddha Konasana, or just sitting with soles of your feet together, knees falling open. You're going to bring heels in as close to the groin as you like. Just grab a hold of the outer feet. Pull your breastbone up away from your pelvis. And as you breathe out, you just bend elbows. And bring a long spine forward. You might want to repeat that one or two more times. Partway forward, inhale, pull breastbone. Exhale, bend elbows. You continue that until you find your edge. And then you know what to do there. You just soften around it. And then just slip on into stillness. And when you notice the inevitable urge to start picking at your toenails, understand that's just your body going into phase shift. You're starting to dip into the extracellular matrix. So you just leave toenails alone, get them later, and let that shift happen. And practicing the fine art of surrender. There's some pretty interesting Western science now involved with yin yoga. We're finding professional sports teams bringing yin yoga into their training centers. Finding that these prolonged stretches have a restorative effect on the body. And I don't mean like restorative yoga, but the regeneration. We know that the meditative state has a beneficial impact on cognition and acuity. I don't know. I don't talk much about the Western stuff because the Eastern stuff is way cooler, in my opinion. But it is of note that there is science behind this. always returning the breath. And so still, so quiet. Let's keep our legs just like they are and bring your spine upright again. Erect, straight up and down. You don't need mirror, you can feel it. You'll know when it's there. You let go of your feet and just straighten your knees out. Open your legs wide. In Yin's tradition, it's a straddle pose. More active traditions is Rupa Vishta Konasana. Or just sitting here with my legs open. Once you find that spot, how about put your hands on the mat right there in front of your undercarriage. And then lift your breastbone, just like before on an inhale. As you breathe out, walk hands forward. And repeat that process until you find your personal edge. Yeah. Some folks like to reach out, take a hold of toes or shins. Again, so many ways for this pose to show up. Another possibility is to, with heels down, toes up, just contract your quad, your thigh muscles. I don't know, for 2 or 3 breaths. Allows hamstrings to release. And then just let go and just release and melt. See what that feels like. Ooh. And it's really kind of no surprise that the fidgets appear in this particular pose. Hips wide open. The hips are a stash spot for the things, memories, events. Happy or sad, same. 2 sides of the same coin, but we tend to put these things in the hips. So when we open them up, no wonder we want to fidget. But what happens if we just be still? This one old boy, I think in China, a long time ago, he said something about, can you be still long enough for the mud of your waters to settle? You have the patience to wait for the action to present itself. I like that patience, benevolent trait. Not a bad thing to exercise. Maybe staying as low with your torso as you are right now. Just kind of make your way, walk hands over towards your right leg. There's no hurries. You just kind of get there leisurely, nonchalant, and possibilities. Maybe we got one arm on each side of the leg. It's kind of nice to, if your elbows bend down to the floor, take the left one down first and kind of get a little roll into your inner thigh for a moment. Sometimes that can be nice. Might be that your left hip decided to take this trip with you. You could just soften it back down to the floor with a few exhales. Yeah. Again, just scanning for sensation. About 3 different labels for the sensations. We have compression. Consider a sponge. Compression would be squeezing the sponge. We've got tension, kind of stretching the sponge long. Shearing, you kind of think of like twisting the sponge. There's a lot more details that we could go into, but keep it simple. You got 3 things. Give it a label, and then just let it be. Again, trying to stay low. Just make that long walk across the front, past the middle, all the way over to your left leg. No hurries, there's no words, just a leisurely stroll. Find the edge, and breathe all around it, just softening, melting. And then we just be still and let the medicine of yin do that thing it does. So that other leg, we kind of took a look at scanning for physical sensations. But what about the other things that make themselves known? Thoughts, emotions? Sure, we can apply the same idea. Look, label, leave it be. Perhaps resentment pops up. Oh, hey, resentment. Nice to see you. It's been a while. Just leave it alone. Excitement. Oh, that looks pretty exciting. Nice. And just let it be. It's not that we don't feel these things. That's not healthy. We just don't react to them. We start to create a little separation, a little space. We can observe. We can see. We can make informed choices. Sometimes that can make the difference. making maybe a less than desirable choice. Hmm. Let's stroll back to the middle there. And once there, you just walk your hands back, bringing spine upright. And let's use our arms here, not our inner thighs, but probably a little bend of your knees. Just start bringing your legs together. And then both knees are going to point to the ceiling. Both feet are flat. But let's do that about shoulders width, mat width. Lean back on your palms. And with the weight legs bent and wide, you just start dropping your knees right and left. These are really slow. This is old windshield wipers, 1932 Ford. Not fast wipers, just slow, smooth. I wonder, can you feel the release of the stretch? That sensation. It's so nice. Good. Now, we're going to go ahead and go to our back. You probably keep your feet wide, but not as wide as they are. Let's bring them somewhere, I don't know, between shoulder and hip. That's just a rough idea. You're going to find your spot. Knees bent, feet are flat, and left hand or right hand take a hold of your block. Just press into your feet. Lift your pelvis up off the ground and put a block under there. You got 3 choices of height. There's short, medium, tall. And we'll just put the block under your sacrum, not the lumbar, the sacrum, and settle into it. Yeah, you'll know the spot. It feels just right. It feels stable. It don't hurt. And what you gonna do with your arms? Well, you run them down your sides. It's pretty normal for bridge. You can open them wide, like wings, or with palms up, back of the hands remain contact the floor. You can bend your elbows at 90 degrees, like a saguaro cactus in Arizona. Find a little more external shoulder rotation. Yeah, just a nice supported bridge. There you go, you got it. You know, long lines of gratitude. As humans, we have some of the highest potential of turning challenge into growth, tragedy into opportunity for growth. And if you give that a little consideration, I mean, it's kind of hard not to be grateful for that, right? Here's a new one. I don't think I've shared with you yet. If your block and sacrum are stable together, then with arms down sides, palms against the mat, just each leg, bring them straight to the ceiling. It's a supported shoulder stand. Yeah, there you go. Any necessary adjustments? Good, yes, nice. Now just some nice breathing as nutrient-rich blood rushes down your body, going into heart, thyroid, pituitary, one of my favorites, the pineal. And you're also reversing the inevitable effects of the greatest physical stress of your life is gravity. You're just flipping it around. Sometimes in shoulder stand, one of the tactics of the mind tells me my legs are tipping over to the left or the right, and I know they're not moving. My eyes bear witness to they're not moving, but for some reason, there's a sensation that I'm falling over. Withdrawal symptoms are intense. You're breaking that addiction, place where mind dwells. And the mind resists, fights. The real mindful, you might want to bend the knee one knee at a time first. Real gentle, come back down to a supported bridge. But step by step, watch for sensations, notifications. Yeah. And real gentle, easy. Lift up so you can remove your block. And then lay your spine, your pelvis and spine flat on the mat. Ho, ho, ho. How about just be there for just a moment? Let that wash over. Yeah, we'll revisit our hips by taking the outer right ankle and just putting it on your left thigh, almost to the kneecap. And then you can thread the needle with your right hand, just reach through that hole you created. The left hand goes out around. And you grab some hamstring or maybe some shin. You just start to bring your left knee towards your left pectoral. And flex through your right foot. Dorsiflex means both toes, right toes towards right knee. And one other little idea, it's up to you. Your right lower hip, sit bone, just kind of press it down and away. See what that feels like. While you pull on your left knee, push lower right hip down and away. Maybe get a little stroke to the right side piriformis. Yeah. Cool. That thought right there, that one you might have just had about the thing tomorrow. Yeah, just let it go. Just let it move on through. Just stay right now with me. It's only going to hang out if you hold on to it. You know, personally for me, this stillness stuff is quite challenging. It's a different kind of strength. You know, I'd much rather do burpees. To be still, especially under sensation, requires a strength. It's just different. We're written about in Bhagavad Gita, evenness of mind. Second chapter, I think the 48th sloka. Yogastha karu karmani. But it is in this stillness that we access that different strength. And it grows. So let's go ahead, let go of your left knee, but bring your right leg, wrap it around your left leg, kind of like eagle legs. Just grapevining your right knee around the far end of your left thigh. Open your right arm off to the side. And just use your left hand to pull your knees over to the left. It's just a twist. Nice little twist. Yeah. Ooh. Twist, they have this best friend. It's called exhale. Exhales and twists, like peanut butter and jelly, they just go together perfectly. Come on back center and unwind your legs and just give yourself a little hug here. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah. What was that? What was our right hip? Let's get our left hip. You could put your right foot on the mat there, kind of close to your right glute. And left outer ankle goes to the distal, the far end of your right thigh. Left arm, thread the needle, right arm around outside of your right leg. And it's up to you what you grab, hamstring or shin. You start pulling your right knee towards right pectoral. Yeah. Then your left foot, just flex, dorsiflex, toes towards knee. You notice the shift when you do that with your foot. There's a little subtle difference. And then finally, it's not really for everybody, but it might be, might work for you. Just start left sit bone, left out, low hip, just down and away. As you draw right knee forward, left hip down and away. Yeah. When we're getting into the last few movements and whatnot, it's a good time, at least in my opinion, to you just kind of throw the petition out there that if there's anything I'm holding on to that I don't need, I might value it because I hold on to it, but if I don't need it, can it just be taken away? It's not doing me any good. Can it be removed? And if not all of it, maybe just a little bit today, maybe a little bit tomorrow. It's not for me. Here, take. Fine art of surrender. Now you just let go of your leg. Your left knee gonna wrap around the far end of your right thigh, like a grapevine or the twist ties on a bag of bread. And then with your left arm off to the side like a wing, you can use your right hand to draw your knees over and down to the right. Just like a twisted twist. It's kind of nice. All right, one more time, right back center. Unwind your legs and do a hug. And I know it's tempting to just roll right up, but let's not do that. Let's kind of gentle come up to a seated position. And it's your seat, so I don't know what that is. You might crisscross applesauce is cool. Stack your ankles with your heels in your groin, knees falling apart. That's nice. Or cross your shins with the outer ankles on your thighs. Just something cross-legged of sorts, seated, grounded. And spine tall. Tall spine. Shoulders solid. Chin not so much tucked, but jaw kind of level. So your neck is long. Like a mudra, tip of index finger, the base of thumb, tips of middle and ring finger to tips of thumb. Pinky just hanging out there like you're drinking tea. You set the back of your hands on your thighs. They're not already there. Let your eyes close if that's okay. Just bring all your attention to your breath. Watch. Breath go in. Breath go out. Bhakti yoga, yoga of devotion. You can practice our bhakti with a meditation of gratitude. Gratitude, probably the gateway to true joy. See if you can allow yourself to see all the many things you are given. Allow yourself to know how blessed you are, how abundant your life is. Maybe remember all the different people in your life, now and then, loved ones, colleagues and friends, and companions. Think about all of your travels, your experiences, your education, and those who took part in that happening for you. And you can think about your home, your apartment, your house, your camper, wherever it is, where you're safe, your base, your place, your spot. You can think about your job. Your job that helps you, allows you to pay your bills and meet your responsibilities. I mean, even if you don't like it, you still got one, right? Or even if you're unemployed, good. More time for self-inquiry, study, healing. More time for your yoga practice. So many of us, we find ourselves complaining. How is one to be joyous if one is complaining? And how can one complain if one is filled with gratitude? So often we seek to fill this hole inside with something external, even though there's no proof that anything external can fill that hole. We try and try and try. We're chasing material things, status. But what about filling it with something internal? Fill it to capacity and beyond. Overfill it to share with others who might be looking for that. You do kind of find that the struggles, the vicissitudes, the difficulties, they open space for new experience. They bring upon opportunities for growth. Might not make sense at the time, but if we're speaking truth, we know that there can be gratitude in the difficulties. Suffering indeed is grace. So spend a few minutes letting your precious heart fill with gratitude. Your eyes well with tears of gratitude. As you realize, man, I just don't do this as often as I could. It's okay. A little bittersweet. It's all right. If you wish for mantra, I offer you Om, Bhakti, Yam. Om is the vibration of the universe. Bhakti, the devotion. Yam, the vibration of Anahata, heart chakra. Om, Bhakti, Yam. Om, Bhakti, Yam. There is no time limit on this. You just bliss out in it for as long as you like, or until you feel your heart bursting through the front of your chest, filled with gratitude. I give to each of you. Give to you my gratitude and my love. Oh, Shanti, Shanti.